We are in the relationship building business. It's not like we're selling widgets. It's not like we're selling custom candy boxes. So there are many, many techniques that a lawyer, a successful rainmaker, needs to embody to be successful in the, quote, sales process, but it starts with the relationship. Just like any other relationship that we have and we cultivate in our personal or professional lives, there is a time element that's involved in that. And so one of the things that we work a lot with lawyers on is not only becoming more focused on the sales process and filling that pipeline, but what it means to be consistent with the process and persistent. We can automate, say, blogging or social media, some of those processes, but what we cannot do is what lawyers only they themselves can do, and that is to one by one cultivate the relationships. All the other activities that are designed to support, whether it's reputation enhancing and or relationship cultivation and building, at the end of the day, those are to support the one-on-one cultivation. We have to train our attorneys to be mindful of the opportunities that are already there present in front of them that they may not even be recognizing as such. Marketing is not an event. It is a lifestyle, which goes back to the point of developing a marketing mindset, and that I say marketing very loosely in that there are opportunities around to cultivate relationships with folks that may get you to that next point, who may be so well connected with their professional associations or within a potential client company, but it's being mindful to gravitate towards that, to ask the right questions. We hear all the time, I don't want to be like a salesperson, I don't want to be pushy, I feel like a car salesman, et cetera, et cetera. That's not it at all. If the mindset that is required for the lawyer who is in that selling position is, what is it that is the problem for which I can provide a solution? It's never been easier than it is today to develop a prosperous practice. And I use every one of those words very purposefully. With the technology that is available today, there absolutely is an app for that. There's an app for everything. We are only limited by our creativity and our imagination.
There's 3 basic rules of business development. Feel free to disagree. Rule 1, it's who you know, not what you have. Rule 2, for some of us it's more difficult. People like to work with people they like. And rule 3, people like to work with people like themselves. So what we need to do is put the attorneys in the positions where they can do those 3 things and generate more revenue more easily. We are not in the belief that everybody can be a rainmaker. I'll be specific. I don't mean to insult anybody in particular practice groups, but we work with a lot of tax attorneys. We work with a lot of IP attorneys. And aside from the fact that these are wonderful people and are good with everybody but people, they don't want to be rainmakers. They want to deal with the numbers. They want to deal with the intellect. So we don't ask them to. The fact of the matter is we have a saying, we're much better with volunteers than prisoners. So then we do an evaluation tool, which we've actually customized for attorneys, where we find out what their rainmaking skills are before we even get started. Because some people just aren't going to be trainable, and our feeling is, why should the firm waste the time or money to invest in these folks if they don't want to do it? So we have an online evaluation tool that we used and that we've helped develop, and it talks about things like drive and ambition. Okay, it talks about their ability to do business development. It talks about their ability to overcome what kind of commitment they have. Because the bottom line, if they inherently don't have those things, they may not be good candidates. So here's what we know from the metrics we keep. For every 4 clients they have, that should be bringing them 1 new client per year. So organically, they should be able to help grow their business by 25%. Well, here's what we find. They generally don't do it. They don't know how to ask. They're not comfortable asking. They forget. It's not part of their plan. They don't know when to do it. Strategic alliances. So every one of your attorneys should have strategic alliances set up. A strategic alliance for us is somebody that can put you in front of 2 to 4 new opportunities over the course of a year and that you in fact can do something in return for them. If they can do something for one of their clients' kids, whether it's tickets, whether it's a brochure, whether it's information, that client will never forget that attorney, ever. So the fact of the matter is we want something that sticks and something that can go back and forth, so it becomes a strategic alliance where they're able to see results of those strategic alliances.